video hasn't been done in forever. Dear Esther, the landmark edition. I don't know what this is, I just heard it's a walking simulator that doesn't suck, so I suppose we can see what it's about. I know like some sort of gameplay video hasn't been done in forever, so I'm kind of excited in a sense. It's kind of a back to basics, because back in the day I used to like make more gameplay oriented stuff. Right now it's more like whatever the hell I feel like it. But whenever I covered gaming, it's more in a scripted or sort of like there could be gameplay running in the background, but I haven't really done a strictly gameplay focused thing. It's more been reviews and such, so I'm gonna see what this is like. It should be a walking simulator, so I shouldn't be stuck in a certain section for too long, I think. But we'll see. And the game looks kind of cool. Sorry if it's not running perfectly, but I can always lower the settings. Anyways, let's get started. Dear Esther Landmark Edition. Okay. Director's comment. Okay, that's a cool feature, but I'll just start here.
Dear Esther, I've lost track of how long I've been here and how many visits I have made overall. Certainly the landmarks are now so familiar to me that I have to remind myself to actually see the forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across these rocks, the edges of these precipices, without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I have always considered that if one is to fall, it is critical to keep one's eyes firmly open.
Honey, I mean, it looks pretty decent. Should I make the settings higher? Or? I mean, this looks pretty neat, so I guess we can leave it here. I know it probably looks better on higher, but obviously, I like high frame rate, so I'll keep it like this. And this looks nice. I mean, like, man, the wind and the sky.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Okay, so I can't go through here? Yeah, I'm still kind of... I know as much about it as the story as you guys do, so... which is nothing, so I'm just gonna let the narrator do his thing, and I guess we can slowly uncover what's going on and such. What? Okay, I guess this is the right way. Should I like... I hope I'm going the right way. I mean, it'll be pretty embarrassing if I'm not doing it right in a walking simulator. But then again, I'm not so good at games.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler. From up on the cliffs, they are mundane. But down here, they fugue into ambiguity. For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel.
Oh, can't jump. That's a shame. Game looks nice, though.
The mount is clearly the focal point of this landscape. It almost appears so well placed as to be artificial. I find myself easily slipping into the delusional state of ascribing purpose, deliberate motive to everything here. Was this island formed during the moment of impact? When we were torn loose from our moorings, and the seatbelts cut motorway lanes into our chests and shoulders, did it first break surface then?
My brain isn't really functioning, so I might not even understand the story, but that's fine. I'm enjoying walking.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
I'm just holding W now.
I quote directly, "A motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder? Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
You know, I hate to say this. I genuinely do. Like, this game's probably amazing, but I'm not all that invested. Okay, hear me out, okay? Like, the voice acting in the OST seems really cool,
I would leave you presents outside your retreat, in this interim space between cliff and beach. I would leave you loaves and fishes, but the fish stocks have been depleted, and I've run out of bread. I would row you back to your homeland in a bottomless boat, but I fear we would both be driven mad by the chatter of the sea creatures.
And, like, my point earlier was, I don't even hate walking simulators. When done well, like, I think they're amazing. Like, something like the Beginner's Guide is just definitely worth experiencing, but I don't know, this, like, it's just kind of the narrator talking, and I'm fine with that, but, like, the environments I'm traversing through isn't... I mean, it's cool at first, but I don't know, something about it's not grabbing me. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? I'm not that deep into the game, so maybe I shouldn't be too judgmental. I don't know, man, something... Maybe I'm too used to games that go bang bang with guns, but... I mean, I don't think so. I enjoy a variety of genres, just this isn't really grabbing me for some reason. But I shouldn't be too mean. I'll keep playing for a little more and see if it grabs me. Because, like, visually it looks nice. And, like, I like the little details, like the water and, yeah, the soundtrack seems really nice. So yeah, maybe I should just give this a chance. Which way do I go? Wait. Is it supposed to happen?
Come back.
Huh. Oh, achievement, nice. But the question is, which way do I... Wait. Let me see. Is this where I came from? It very well might be, but... Oh. Probably not. This way? I think I'm going the right way.
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
I'm playing for 15 minutes, but maybe like 10 minutes, but like it's felt like 30. I don't know, man. Something about this isn't really grabbing me. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's weird. Because like with video games, they're supposed to be like a more it's kind of a visual medium, but at the same time you're experiencing it, and I feel like this isn't really doing a great job. Like the environment looks fine, but then after a while you just press W and you keep walking in a straight line. And I guess that's the thing with walking simulators, but I still feel like the environment itself has to be like it has to draw you in. Like let me give a few examples. Like with the beginner's guide, you're hopping in from game to game while the story and the narrator unfolds its story, and there's like a feeling of personality to it all. And or something like What Remains of Edith Fincher, visiting this really huge house, and yeah, sure, a lot of it's just walking, and there's not much to the gameplay itself, but the environment's really captivating. I feel like it's kind of missing from here. Like, this environment's not bad, it's not really captivating me in any sense. But we'll see. Or like in Journey, that strange otherworldly feel. I don't know, this is kind of... We'll see. I'll finish at least chapter 1, or at least till the save point, and then if I feel like continuing, I'll continue. And I'm so sorry, guys. Like, it's the first gameplay thing in a while, but I'm not really into it.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome break services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Yeah, like the story's just going in one ear and out the other. And like I said, the performance in OST is great, but I don't know, man. Like it's. Maybe I should have like played a horror game if I actually wanted to feel nostalgic. I guess some games just aren't for everyone. Well, duh, obviously, but. Man, like I said, I'm so sorry I'm negative. 'Cause I like gameplay videos in general. They're kind of chill, and especially with the indie stuff. I guess playing stuff that kind of goes under most people's radar. It's fun, but with this, I don't know. Is this more of a rant video at this point? Probably.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Like, which boat do I walk towards? That one? Which way did I come from? Like, I have nothing to say. I guess I can talk about a channel update when I'm just pressing W. There's more stuff coming. Like, I did experience some things recently, like Spider-Man Miles Morales. I played that.
It's only at night that this place makes any sluggish effort at life. You can see the boy and the aerial. I've been taking to sleeping through the day in an attempt to resurrect myself. I can feel the last days drawing upon me. There's little point now in continuation. There must be something new to find here. Some nook or some cranny that offers a perspective worth clinging to. I've burnt my bridges. I've sunk my boats and watched them go to water.
Man. I feel like I can just edit big portions out of this, but man, I don't know. This game isn't doing it for me. So I guess I'll probably wrap it up with the next checkpoint. I'm sorry, like many people seem to like this game, which is perfectly fine, but for me, if I'm playing a video game, I want to be like invested in kind of the. It doesn't even necessarily have to have deep gameplay. Just Like, the environment, like, it looks great, but I'm just walking through a bunch of mountains, like, I don't know. Am I being unreasonable? Perhaps, but, wait, wrong way? Well, I guess this is a good place to wrap it up then. I'm sorry. This isn't really doing it for me. I'll probably play another game and upload this the same day, because I don't know. What's the point of this video? I have no idea. I like walking simulators, but this one isn't doing it for me. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you check out my other content. I'm usually a little more enthusiastic, so yeah, see ya.